Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Priyanka and I help you unleash the power of law of attraction and create the life that you want. So today's video again is a request video. Somebody has asked me to make a video on the topic that how you can start trusting the universe, trusting yourself. How do you develop that trust, within yourself, to trust the process, to trust the universe? Because as I always keep saying, that have faith, have belief, have that faith that everything is going to work out. But how do you get there? How do you get faith within yourself? Now let me tell you something, that faith, belief is nothing but again a thought process. It's how your subconscious mind is working, and it has everything to do with the outlook that you have towards your life. So, when, as I always keep saying, that law of attraction is all about you and your circumstances and your situation. It's everything about yourself. You cannot, and please remember this when I say, you cannot control, change, affect anything which is external to you, right? So you cannot go and tell the sun suddenly that please don't rise from the east anymore. You can't do that because that's external. Similarly, a person or a human being or anybody, you cannot go and tell them that you need to stop behaving in a certain way, or you need to stop treating this in a certain way, because that is who they are. They are themselves. So you need to start being yourself first. I'll tell you something. In all these years of my life, I have realized one thing, and actually this was one of the mistakes that I did. Why? And that had actually make me lose faith in the universe and in myself. But when I changed that one thing within me, everything around me started changing, and my faith, my confidence in the universe, in myself, grew tremendously. Okay, so let me tell you this. The moment you try to fit yourself into the shoes of other people is the moment you will lose your belief, your faith, your confidence, your self-respect, everything that is related to you. And why am I saying this? Is because every different person has different opinion, has different perception of everything in a life. Say for today, I am coming here and I'm talking to you, but what I believe is success, or what I believe is love, or what I believe is faith is for me. That has got nothing to do with anybody else, right? So if I believe that for me success is something like I want millions of dollars in my bank account, that might be success for some people. But for someone else, success might define having a very loving family, having a decent job which is paying all the bills, and living a good life. For some other people, success may mean that they want to create an empire of their own. For some other people, success may mean that they want to work in another company and become the CEO of a company. So if you see, what I'm trying to say is, every single person in this world has different perception, has different opinion about everything in life. But when you try to fit into that zone, that what someone else is thinking, what someone else's perception of what you should be, that's when you lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, you lose trust, you lose faith, you lose confidence, you lose your self-esteem, you lose everything that is related to you. And I'll tell you why. Because a couple of years back, this is exactly where I was. I did not have any idea about what I wanted from my life, what I wanted to do, what my concept of relationship was, love was, success was, where I wanted to take my life. I was just seeing things around me, and every time I saw somebody, or every time somebody told me something, I was getting engrossed or engaged in that particular zone so much that I was losing myself. So the moment I stopped doing that and I started focusing on my own self was the moment everything started changing for me. Because remember one thing, you can never please everyone in life. Okay, if you're trying to be a person who would make every single person in this world happy, it's not gonna happen. At some point or the other, someone will be disappointed in you, and that is perfectly okay. It's okay, because you cannot please everybody. Don't try to please everybody by trying to fitting into what other people expect you to be or expect you to do. Like, let me tell you that you might be in a relationship with someone, and the person's expectation may be that you would say, for instance, okay, let me give you a very hypothetical situation which is very common in India as well. You say your relationship with a guy, and the guy expects that after marriage you are expected to give up your job, give up your everything, and sit at home and make a family. Okay, it's just a hypothetical example, guys, right? But maybe for you that is not what is life for you. You might want to do something of your own and still have a relationship, but and that is possible, absolutely possible. So do not, see yourself through the eyes of others. That is what I'm trying to tell you. The way someone else sees you is perfectly their perception, but what is important is the way you see yourself. Because for a long time we have okay, let me tell this to all of you. We all have a tendency of seeking approval from others. It feels good when somebody comes and gives you a compliment. It feels good when someone comes and tells you, oh, you did a good job, validates you, says that, oh, you are doing the right thing, oh, you are on the right path, absolutely, this is the way to go. It feels good. Even I look for validations sometimes. But trust me, there is a limit, there is a boundary to even people coming and validating you. Somebody can give you a compliment, but validation is not something that you should seek. When you seek validation for your existence, for what you believe, for what you want to achieve, say for instance, you may not be very ambitious. For you, success may be defining like you want a good, decent job, which gives you time for your family, for yourself, as well as for your job. You want to create that work-life balance, and that's perfectly fine. And you don't have to be apologetic about it. That's perfectly fine, because that's your life and you should be living it the way you want to. But there might be someone else who might feel that, oh no, success is that when you are at a CEO position or a managing director position and you're earning probably lakhs and lakhs of rupees, that's when success is. So that is their perception. So don't let anybody else put you down just because their perception doesn't match with your perception. You have the right to live your life the way you want to. And let me tell you, the day you start getting clearer about what you want in life, what you believe in life, what you believe you want to achieve in life, and most importantly, the day you start learning more about who you truly are, is the day when you completely get your trust back, your belief system back, your self-confidence back, your self-esteem back. You heal yourself and everything starts falling in place. So the first important thing that I wanted to tell you in all these things that I've told before is that, start getting to know yourself better. Don't think about what somebody else's expectation is from you. That might be your husband, your daughter, your parents, or whoever it is, your friends. You are not what they want you to be. You are only who you want to be. Okay, so that is the basic and the first and the most important step in order to build or regain your trust in the universe. Because what happens is, when you're trying to fulfill the expectations of others, you are somewhere losing yourself, and that is the reason why you are not happy. Even when you give, you feel that you have given 200% to something, your job, your relationship, but it still did not work out in the end, was only because you did everything right. You did everything right towards an external person. But what you missed was being true to your own self. So that is the first place where faith, where belief, where trust comes into the picture. So you have to first get to know, who am I? Who am I as a person? What are the things that I want from life? What are the kind of people that I want to be around in life? When you come very clear, extremely clear about everything specific in your life, that is when your trust, your faith, and your belief system and your confidence starts gaining shape. And that is when I'm telling you, manifestations come into place. Because how it is related to manifestation is, I'll tell you that, say for instance, if you are in a relationship and there is a certain expectation of your partner from you, and you're always trying to fulfill that expectation, do it, but you would never be able to give your 100%. Why? Because somewhere inside, if you don't believe that whatever your partner is asking for is right, you will never be able to give it, in 100% way. And when you don't give your 100% to something, or when you're not doing something out of love, that is when the problem starts. Because what you're projecting is you're doing the work, but the feelings are not aligning. So your manifestations are not coming into place, right? So say for instance, I'll give you an example that if you are in a very abusive relationship, and guys, as I've always mentioned before, abusive relationship is not a sign of love, okay? Please do not mix it with love. So if you are in an abusive relationship and your partner abuses you in any way, emotionally, physically, verbally, any way, and if you're trying to put up with that kind of behavior, thinking that if I give more love to that thing, or if I accept it, it's going to change over a period of time, it's not going to change. Why? Because what you're projecting out is that it is okay for the other person to treat you that way. So the other person is getting the license to actually treat you in that way. It's not going to change it. So what is happening within you is you are not happy, but you are still accepting it, thinking that the other person will change. And in turn, you are becoming unhappy with yourself. And then what you're projecting out is unhappiness. And that's why you keep always attracting such similar experiences in your life. You will always have people who would be abusive, who will not respect you. Why? Because that is the kind of vibrations you're giving out. And then you will lose your faith, you will lose your belief, you will lose your self-confidence, and you will start blaming yourself for somebody else's fault. It's not the problem with you, it's somebody else's problem that they are that kind of a person. Now what you need to do is you need to start respecting yourself, draw your boundaries, move yourself out of those situations. No matter how difficult it is, but you have to be brave enough to move yourself out of situations which does not serve your highest purpose. And that is why it's absolutely the most important thing to have clarity in life about everything that you want. That may be in terms of the job that you want to do, that may be in terms of the kind of life you want to live, that may be in terms of the kind of person you want in your life, the kind of relationship you want, the kind of friends you want in your life. You have to be very, very, very clear and specific about what kind of things you want in life. And once you start becoming that person, you start healing yourself with that, all those things that has happened, and let go of the past, cut out all the negativity, remove all those people from your life. And then you will see that once you heal yourself, once you get to start knowing yourself, once you start working on yourself, your faith, your belief, your trust will come back, and you will no longer be desperate. You will no longer be anxious. You will not, go after chasing after things, because you know that things are automatically going to come to you. Opportunities will walk towards you. And that is how it is related to the factor of law of attraction. That when you start working on yourself, when you prove yourself, or when you make yourself worthy of something, you start attracting similar things in life. So again, to explain the last point, let me tell you, say for instance, when we were in school, there was always one person who stood first, right? What he did or she did was, they just concentrated on their studies. They just knew that all they had to do was study well, and the rest will be taken care of. If they were so confident that if they studied well, they are going to secure the first place. They did not focus on anything else. They were not concerned about the kind of questions that would come in the question paper. How much time do they have? What will the other external factors or situations be? The only thing that they knew was they had to study well. They had to be thoroughly prepared for every single challenge, every single question that came up. So life is also or only about the same thing. You might sit back and keep thinking about so many things, that you want this, you want that. But if you are not preparing yourself for those things right now, you are not going to attract anything. And law of attraction, let me tell you, is working all the time, 100%. And even because when you're not taking action, you're not getting anything. When you're not taking action, you're giving out negativity, and that is what is coming back to you. So don't complain that law of attraction doesn't work. Law of attraction is working. You are getting what you're giving out. If you want something different to come to you, you have to start giving out something different, right? So make yourself worthy, make yourself expensive, work on yourself. Make yourself that person. So say for instance, if you want to attract a very loving relationship in your life, or you want to attract a partner who is extremely committed, who's extremely loyal, who's dedicated and everything, you have to first become the person. Or why, just answer me this question, that why do you think a person who is a very committed and loyal person would want to even date somebody who knows that who he knows would be a cheater? Nobody would want that, right? So if you want a person like that, you have to first become that person. If you want to attract love, you have to give love, and you have to give love to yourself. You can, there's a saying that you can never pour from an empty vessel, right? Or you can never pour water from an empty bottle. So you have to first fill the bottle with water in order to pour a glass out of it. So if you do not fill yourself, if you don't give love to yourself, how do you expect that you would give love to anybody else? So it's the same thing. When you have to learn, when you start trusting your own self, when you start trusting your own belief, when you start trusting, and when you start trusting that the fact that you are enough, that is when your faith, your belief in the universe and everything else starts falling in place. And that is when manifestations happen like magic. So guys, I hope this video was useful to you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with all your friends, your family, every single person. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Press the bell icon so that every time I make a video, you get a notification. Stay safe, take care guys, and I will see you all soon with a new video. Thank you.